Hello, everybody, and welcome to another one of our virtual fairs. If you've been here before, okay, so anyone who's been here before, I think this is the third one that we've done. So you're going to hear from 5 different groups. They're going to talk a little bit about their volunteer roles and who they are. And there's going to be some space for questions. Okay. Okay. So back to it. Okay. I'll whiz through these for everyone. Okay, so we're going to do this volunteer fair, the virtual one, in celebration of Volunteers Week. So anyone who doesn't know, that runs from the first Monday in June for a full week. So it started this Monday and it's running until this Sunday, and it's an annual UK-wide campaign held, like I said, on the first Monday in June for that first week, and it's to recognise the contributions of volunteers. So we thought that would be a really good opportunity to hear from the different groups and for you guys to find out what's going on volunteer-wise in your area. Just some housekeeping. So take part in the way that you want to take part. Like I said, when there's time for questions, you can unmute your mic if you want to, or you can use the chat. You can have your camera on or off, whatever you'd like. Again, it's being recorded. If we don't have time to answer any of your questions, we can do this afterwards. I'm hoping some of the groups will be able to pop their contact details in the chat, and we'll pop ours in there if you've got any questions for us, but we'll try and get through everything. Take breaks when you want to. If you want to just nip off, no problem. And yeah, that's it really. Sit back and enjoy it. There's some of our details at the bottom, which will come up again. And we hope you find it useful. Okay. Quick agenda, just what we'll be going through. So we've got welcome from us. So my name's Lauren, I'm a volunteering officer. And then we've got who we are. So I'll talk a little bit about Action Together. Going to do a quick question just to find out how you heard about the volunteer fair. And then, oh, sorry guys, just emitting. Brilliant. Okay. So how you heard about us. Then we'll jump to the presentations from the 5 groups, and then we'll get some feedback from you guys and do a thank you and a close. So we're hoping to keep it all within the hour and get some useful information out of it for you guys. Okay, so next slide, just meeting the team. This is the Oldham volunteering team. So we're a lovely bunch. We've got Aga, who's based at the Job Centre, and we've got myself, based in central Oldham, here, there and everywhere. We've got Alicia, who's the same, and we've got Yasmin, another volunteering officer, and our wonderful manager, Josie. So there's our pictures. If you ever needed any support, it'd be one of us guys that'd be helping you. And then we've got some details on the bottom if you do need us. Okay. So who are Action Together? For anybody who doesn't know, you've not come across us before, we're the infrastructure organisation for the voluntary, community, faith and social enterprise sector in Oldham, Rochdale and Tameside. So they're the 3 areas that we cover. But the roles that we're going to talk about today are going to be based in Oldham. This is an Oldham-based volunteer fair. So what we do is we connect people with what's happening in their community. And we develop community ideas and we develop them into action. We strengthen local organisations and we provide strategic influence for the charity and voluntary sector. But more specifically, the volunteering team. So we work with individuals that want to volunteer. We help them find things, help them navigate our website, talk about their interests, try and match them with an appropriate role. And we work with the groups as well that are wanting to recruit volunteers. So we support them in their advertising, in their recruitment, in promotion of their roles, that sort of thing. And we do fun things like this, the virtual fair, and we do other things just to help keep everybody connected in all things volunteering, really. Okay, so I'm going to just try and launch now the question about how you guys heard about the fair. So let me just check. Okay. So, more polls. Okay, launch. Okay, I'm hoping that that's come up for everybody. Let's see. Okay, people are answering, so that must have been coming up for everybody. I'll just give it a couple of more minutes. A couple more seconds. Amazing. Okay. Oh, we've almost got everybody answering, which is fantastic. Okay, perfect. So I'll just end that. Thank you guys for answering that. That's fantastic. It's good feedback for us, so we know how you guys are hearing about it. Okay. If it hasn't disappeared from your screen, just press the X at the top. I think it might have done. Okay. Right. Admit that person. Okie dokie. Perfect. So, oh, to whiz through. Okay, so we're going to move on to the groups presenting, and this is who we've got. So we've got the Centre of Wellbeing, Training and Culture, CWTC. They're going to go first, followed by Oldham Foodbank. We've got Nightstop, and then 7th Manchester Scouts, and finally Future Directions. Okay, so I'm just going to... Mohammed, if you want to, will it let you unmute yourself? I don't see him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Mohammed. Fantastic. So I'll just get up your slides. Present. Is that looking good for everybody? Is it looking good for you, Mohammed?
Yes, I'm happy with that.
Fantastic. Take it away.
We can't see the screen.
But we can't see the screen.
We can see your PowerPoint slide, not our PowerPoint slide.
Not our.
Okay. Let's try again.
It'll be all right on the night.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think. Is that better?
Yeah. Excellent. That's
Okay. Take it away.
Okay, thank you very much, Lauren. Good evening, everybody, and thank you very much for the opportunity to share some of our work and also to listen to some of your good work as well. Because we've got limited time, so I'm just going to literally read through, and then if you got any questions, hopefully, I'll be able to answer that. If you can go on to the next slide, please, Lauren. So we've been established for about 30 years and currently CWTC supports people through our Sporting Community Links project, which is supported by the National Lottery Community Fund. We will work with local services like Oldham Council, Action Together, Poverty Network, Community Explorers, Care Homes, Oldham College, Job Centre, Oldham Community Radio, local business, etc. We also have links with like Oldham Foodbank, and then we have Action Together, SON, Scope, and also Millennium Centre as well. The centre is based at Mid-Tier Chambers building, which is behind the police station. We're based on the first floor. Centre is very safe, welcoming space where people connect, learn, and feel supported. Next slide, please. Some of the activities that we run regularly are Men's Wellbeing Cafe, Women's Wellbeing Cafe, ESOL classes, Greg's Food Collection. We also do have IT classes as well, work placement and volunteering. Our community networking events, which majority of you have attended, how to plan and organize local community events so you can organize your event effectively. We provide cost of living crisis information session, content creation workshop, and we also have a community podcast as well. Next one, please. So volunteering and work placements as well. So there's two aspects. One is work placement, where you have a long duration of where people are learning skills, or you can have just volunteering just to come in and see what the place is like and join the activities. So between September 2024 and May 2025, we've trained 73 individuals through our work placement program, provided 32 into further education. They've gone into other the colleges or university, employment from work placements for one-time, part-time admin staff, and that's Adam, who came from the King's Trust, and 3 freelance project workers. These participants referred by our partners, Positive Steps, Oldham College, Oldham Sixth Form College, Action Together, Job Centre, King Trust, self-referrals, YMCA training, North Lancs Training Group, Ratcliffe School and Oldham Academy. Next one, please. And participants, the type of work that they have a go at our place. Hands-on training includes podcasting and media production, which includes planning, research, recording, editing, event planning and delivery, administrative and organizational skills, so they get to know what office skills are like, and in terms of filing, marketing, Microsoft Office tools, learning Word, Excel, PowerPoint. We have an outreach marketing as well, where they go and recruit people as well, and they get an opportunity to do public speaking and community engagement at our events that we do here. Next one, please. And if you kindly play that, this is for about maybe 2.5 minutes, which will give you a bit of a feedback. There's no audio?
Yeah, she's not got audio enabled.
Could you enable the audio for me, please?
It's on the screen sharing.
It's on the screen sharing, I believe. Yeah. I didn't say.
Here. Well, we had this problem last time. Do you know where I'm going, guys?
Well, like what link you need to go to?
No, so it's on, the audio's full up here. Is there somewhere else I need to?
It will be on the screen sharing settings, on Zoom, when you click screen share.
Okay, let's have a look.
Should be an option to screen share with audio.
Okay. Let's try again. Share. Options, let's see. Share sound. Let's see if that works, guys. Okay, so right. Oh, where am I going? It was on here. Can you see that again now?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah.
Just try
okay.
The video, see if the sound will work with that now.
Okay, we'll try this again. Could you hear the music?
Perfect.
Oh, brilliant.
Hi, welcome to CWTC Community Podcast Studio. We have Stacey from NLTG talking about one of the work placement that we have had over the period. So you had appraisal with the FSL.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. So it's his final review today. That's what happens when they get towards the end of programme.
Yeah.
And it's just to kind of summarise how they've found the placement, skills and knowledge that they've developed, and Faisal's just come on leaps and bounds. It's incredible, and I feel so proud. You know, I asked him like what were some of the skills and knowledge that he'd learned whilst she was on placement, and he said, you know, like communication, which is a big thing for him. You know, when he came to centre, he wasn't confident in communicating. When I took him out on his first placement, which was a retail one, because he said he was interested in retail, there wasn't really much communication. It was hard to get conversations going with him.
And you need that when you're doing customer services, don't you?
Absolutely. And, you know, he wasn't really sure what he wanted to do. He was just like, I don't think retail's working for me. So, you know, we found yourselves and you offered him a placement.
Sure.
And the difference from then to now is unbelievable.
Nice to
you
hear.
know, he's so confident in speaking to people, like the conversations we're having during his reviews, the networking events he's been involved in. You know, he's approaching your service users, asking questions, asking if they want teas and coffees, offering refreshments. He's gone out and done some marketing in the public, you know.
And you get to meet services which he can utilise in the future too.
Which he liked that, he did like that. So that confidence in communicating with different people, where he started to where he is now, as I said, he's just amazing. He's like a completely different person.
So what does he want to do in the future?
Well, this is it. He didn't know, and now he does. He's really
Brilliant.
interested in digital marketing.
So he's actually ended up with a skill that he wants to pursue, a career he wants to pursue. That's good.
Yeah,
to be able
so-
to focus on the path that he wants to, you know, go towards.
Yeah, it's definitely given him something that he wants to progress onto now. He's, you know, he wants to do an apprenticeship.
All
We've
right.
applied on North Lancashire Training Group's website for an
Excellent.
apprenticeship, so
Excellent.
he's just going to wait to hear from our recruitment team now for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully you can progress into that area and
Well,
find,
that's what
find
we're
him a
all here
job.
for.
Thank you.
Amazing, some really good feedback.
Thank you. I had to cut it down because of the time that's we've been allocated. But if you actually go on our website, you will see quite a lot of feedback from the volunteers and work placements we have done. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. And basically, the conclusion is that we pride ourselves in providing the confidence and the skills to our volunteers, and you know, see them grow really and progress further into their career path or work. And we are very grateful to our partners for their trust and support, and they have placed with us, you know, to ensure that people are safe, they're welcomed here, and importantly, they are learning skills for future as well. And because we are getting very busy in our work placements, you know, we are currently looking for funding to employ a part-time volunteer trainer. Takes us you know, away from you know, the main hours that we have to put in, and the effort that goes in. If we can get a volunteer trainer, then that person is dedicated to you know, create a bigger impact and get more confidence building. And so thank you very much. So any questions, most welcome.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mohammed. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the help with the audio. That's very useful. Brilliant. So has anybody got any questions for CWTC, for Mohammed? Anyone want to ask anything? Mohammed, could you pop in the chat, just if you got like a general email, if anyone wanted to get in touch with you after the event to talk about the roles that you've got. I know you're already advertising quite a few on our website, so if anyone wanted to head to our directory, we've got a lot on there for you. So if you pop that in there, anyone can ask a question, they can pop it in the chat if they've got any. Or if not, they can unmute their mics if they want to. We'll just give people a minute. Thank you for popping that in there. Okay. No, if no one's got any questions, the email address is in there. If you want to get in touch, you can visit our website to see some of the roles, and you can visit the CWTC website to find out a little bit more. So brilliant. Thank you so much, Mohammed. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Okay. So up next, see. I'll just get rid of this. Okay, and then if I share and go back and okay. Can everybody see my screen now?
Yep.
Fantastic, thanks, Tom. Okay, so up next is lovely Tom from the Food Bank. Tom, are you just going to give us a little talk? You don't want a presentation popping up? Oh, I think you're still muted.
Yeah, I have got one, but it's fine. I can just talk through it anyway.
Okay. Yeah, if that works for you, Tom, take it away.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. Sorry, I'm just grabbing it up from my email.
No problem.
Right, so thank you for coming, everyone, and thank you for listening to my talk this evening. Hopefully you'll hear some things that will be helpful for you and get you involved with what we're doing at the Food Bank. So to introduce what we do, so Oldham Foodbank is part of the Trussell network. So we give people 7-day food parcels across the Oldham area to anyone who's experiencing some kind of crisis. Whether that's running out of money, running out of food, or anything else that's leading to them having to live in poverty. So we give people food for like meals, for snacks, and everything else. We'll also give people extra items for things like household items, toiletries, pet food, baby items as well. We want to try and make sure that people can access whatever items that they would have needed to buy in the shops when they're going through these tough times. We also work with quite a lot of local organisations to look at how we can give better support to our clients. So a lot of local organisations will be able to help with specific issues, and working with them gives us a really strong base of support for all the clients so they can look at improving their situation. Another thing that we're going to talk about obviously now is our volunteering opportunities. So we have over 100 volunteers in our team. We have lots of different opportunities for people to do, lots of different things with us and learn new skills. So I'll talk a little bit about that now. So with our volunteers, they do quite a lot of different things with us. So there'll be lots of roles based in kind of warehouse tasks and activities. So that'll involve things like taking in the donations from people who are giving food to us, sorting through all of the food, making sure that it's ready to go out. We'll have people who are packing up food parcels in the warehouse as well. And we'll also have people working in the office who are processing the referrals and taking calls from people. So getting to do some really good admin skills and learning from our system as well, which is a great experience for other kind of admin work. We also have volunteers doing a range of other things behind the scenes. So there'll be people who are doing things like fundraising and talking to local businesses about how we can get donations and how we can work with them to help the food bank. We'll have people who sort of reaching out to schools and reaching out to local organisations to try and work together with them and get more donations. We have driving volunteer roles, so people can drive our vans or drive their own cars and do collections and deliveries for us at the food bank. And we also run quite regular food drives in public as well. So we'll be based in supermarkets, talking to the customers, trying to encourage them to donate and spread awareness about our work. This week we've been celebrating our volunteers. Of course, we've got a big team and want to make sure that they all feel very, involved and very welcome in our food bank. So what we've been doing each day this week, and on each shift, so in each morning and each afternoon, we get everyone together. You can just have some cake and a chat, and we've been doing a raffle as well with some items that people can win, and just having some time to talk about the volunteering and how people you know, the sort of benefits that people feel as well. It's been a really nice experience talking to the volunteers about that this week. So like other people will tell you, there's lots of benefits to volunteering. For us, we see a lot of volunteers come to us and learn a lot of skills. So that might be in admin, warehousing, logistics, communication, teamwork, confidence, customer service. There's so many different things that people end up doing with us as volunteers. So it's a really good one to boost your skills, give you a better chance of going into paid work and other kinds of volunteering. We have a big teams, like I said, as well. So meeting new people is a big benefit of volunteering at the food bank. We have a really good kind of team feeling on each shift. Lots of people who really enjoy volunteering with us. So it's quite a welcoming team, and it's quite a nice atmosphere to come into, not too sort of pressured, and the tasks are nice and sort of slow learning as well. Most importantly, you can give back to your community as well. There's lots of people benefiting from the food bank at the moment. We've supported 28,000 people across last year. So every volunteer's contribution is massively important in helping that massive amount of people. And another massive benefit for us is the new perspective. So by volunteering at a food bank, you see lots of kinds of walks of life, meet different people you wouldn't have met before, and that can be really helpful in just sort of giving you a different look on your local area and the communities that you live in. I'll put my details in the chat if you want to email me after this or speak to me on the phone about it. But in general, how the process will go is, if you get in touch with me, talk about what you want to do with volunteering. We'll give you a bit of an overview, and we'll do an induction session once you've filled in the form for us, where we'll show you around and get you used to some of the tasks that we do, and provide you with some training as well, so you can get involved in the food bank from straight away. So it's quite a nice, simple process to start volunteering. And if you do want to come and have a look around before you've filled in the form, you're more than welcome to contact me about doing that. So thanks very much for listening, everyone, and I hope that you'll have a think about doing some volunteering with our food bank.
Thank you, Tom. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. So yeah, just to reiterate what you said. So Tom, if you can pop in your details, which I think you're typing now, thank you. And you can get in touch with Tom directly. I know you guys have got a couple of roles on our website. If you want to read some of the roles in a bit more detail, they're up on the directory, which will have your details on there as well. And that's great that people can come and have a little look before they, fill out any application forms. When I first started Action Together, Tom showed me around the food bank, and it was a wonderful experience and eye-opening. I really, really enjoyed it. So I would definitely recommend. So has anyone got any questions for Tom? Just check the...
Yes, sorry, it's just me from the Beautiful Minds. I just want to check, do you have like a virtual role that people can volunteer virtually rather than popping in physically?
Okay, so we've got a few roles that are upcoming actually that could be done from home. So if you send me an email, we can definitely talk about that, and hopefully, find an easier way for you to do it without coming in.
All right, that's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Tom. I think there's one in the chat, Tom, for you. I remember when I was in school, we used to have people come from Oldham Foodbank. Do you still work with schools?
Yeah, so we try and do as much work as we can with schools. So recently we've been doing a few sort of projects with classes. We've done a few workshops, and we do quite regular assemblies as well to teach kids about sort of the reasons why people need food banks, and give them a bit of awareness of that kind of stuff. So it's really important for us, but schools tend to have their own food banks these days, so there's less that we can do with them as much anymore without impacting on their work. So yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, Tom. I guess if anyone wanted to speak to you about that, if you were needed in any sort of assemblies or to come in, they can just pop you an email.
Definitely, yeah, more than happy to do that.
Amazing, thank you. Okie dokie, any more questions for Tom before I move on to the next group? And let's just check. Okay, food bank and Nightstop, that's the right order, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, Nightstop next. So let me check nobody's waiting in the waiting room for us. Nope, everybody's in. So Amy from Nightstop. I'm just going to get your lovely presentation up and let's hope it all runs nice and smoothly. So, okay, if I just pull it up from here. Okay. Here we go. So I'm hoping. Okay. Is that working, Amy? Give me a thumbs up.
I can see that.
Fantastic. Right. So take it away, Amy.
Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us and thank you for giving us an opportunity to speak and share about the project that we have at Depaul, which is Nightstop. So if you want to just flick through the slides, Lauren, on the next slide, please. So first thing is, what is Nightstop? Nightstop, if you can go on the next slide, please. So Nightstop is part of Depaul UK, which is a homeless charity that runs across the UK. And we're part of a bigger group, which is Depaul International. In the UK, we have services in the North East, Yorkshire, Westmoreland and Furness, Greater Manchester and surrounding areas, London and the South East. But we're also manage and accredit another number of night stops, which is outside of the Depaul group, but they all run at this very same standard as what we do at Depaul UK. Next slide, please, Lauren. Okay, so at Nightstop, we believe that no young person should have to spend the night on an unsafe place, and we work with 16 to 25-year-olds in the area. What that means is we offer accommodation when people might be sleeping rough on the streets, wandering around. People might be going around the Piccadilly area of Manchester. Sofa surfing. Last night somebody slept in a shed. So it's given the opportunity for people to get away from the streets and into a safe place. So what Nightstop provides is a hot meal, overnight accommodation in a separate bedroom, and that's in the home of a vetted and trained volunteer. So that's what we're looking to do, is recruit more volunteers. So what you need to be a volunteer is to have a spare room, to be able to offer a hot meal, some washing facilities, breakfast in the morning, and potentially a packed lunch. When we say washing facilities, it doesn't need to be a separate bathroom, but obviously opportunity to have personal and private use of a bathroom, and then to have their own bedroom. Sometimes we have families that offer one of the child's bedrooms, so the child will go in with the parents for the night. But most of the guest homes, most of the volunteer homes that we have are actually with spare bedrooms. Next slide, please. So how does the Nightstop work? So Nightstop, young people are referred to Nightstop, and that's either by telephone call or referral form. People that we work with are Centrepoint. We work with a lot of colleges and schools, because anyone over the age of 16 could access Nightstop. Also partner agents as well, so refugee support services, yeah, lots of different places, always professional, sometimes local authorities, sometimes social services, but it's always a referral where somebody knows the person that they're making the referral of. When we get the referral, we do a risk assessment. So we collect references, professional references. So anyone that's worked with them might be a tutor at college, a teacher at school, a social worker for the person if they're having a family breakdown. So we also speak to the young person to make sure that they want to use Nightstop. So for many young people, going to a stranger's home is very intimidating. So we try to make that as comfortable as possible for them, but also it's a choice. They're not forced to use Nightstop. They are informed of what the service is, and they make that informed decision if they want to go ahead and use that service. So for the volunteer hosts on a weekly basis, we'll ask for people's availability, and that can change night by night. So if you say you're available on a Thursday, you're not committed to doing a Thursday. On the Thursday, we would ring the volunteer hosts and say, we'll have this young person, they've been referred, we would give some basic information on a need-to-know basis about the person, and so volunteers have informed choices as well, and you can decide if you want to proceed with that placement. If that's the case, we would then arrange travel for the young person, and the young person will arrive at an agreed time. They're offered the warm meal. We do ask dietary requirements, so if the young person does have dietary needs or requirements, we share that with the host. And then they often share a meal together. To have a home-cooked meal is fabulous. It's absolutely amazing. But some young people just want like a frozen pizza, and they're really happy with that. So please don't feel that actually I'm not the best chef. This isn't the role for me. You know, sometimes a frozen pizza is fantastic. You know, they really do enjoy that. So don't panic too much if cooking isn't your strong point. They're offered the opportunity to go and take a warm bath, have a shower, freshen up, use the washing machine if they want to clean their clothes, and then be able to go into a clean private room. So they might decide to spend the evening with a host, where we'll have hosts that they've played chess, watched a movie, chatted a bit, done jigsaw puzzles. But sometimes the guests, if they have been using Nightstop for a while, might be exhausted, really tired. So they might just want to go off to their room and just chill out for the night and get an early night and have a really good sleep. The next morning, the young person will have their travel arranged, so off they'll go, and the Nightstop service will contact the guest and the host volunteer in the morning to check that everything went as planned. The guest leaves, taking their after breakfast, taking their packed lunch. Some of the guests leave at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. A lot of our hosts go to work, so they do understand that they do often have to leave very early, and that's absolutely fine because they often have their own appointments they might need to go into town for or anything very early too. During the time that the guest is using Nightstop services support the person to find longer term accommodation, and they can use Nightstop for up to 21 nights. If you can go to the next slide, Lauren. So like I mentioned, all guests are thoroughly risk assessed. We collect the professional references, we do background checks. We'll look at the history of the young person through what they tell us and through the references that we get from professionals as well. If somebody is drug or alcohol dependent, they're not suitable for the service, we can't support them. Similar, if they have a history of violent or aggressive or unmanageable behaviour, that Nightstop service isn't for that person. Because our hosts, we have to look after our hosts as well. So we do that thorough risk assessment. Okay, next slide, please, Lauren. So the volunteer roles that we have is at the moment hosting, and that's having a spare room in your house that the guests can use completely on their own, totally private. Hosts can pick and choose when they want to host. They might just decide, actually, one night a month, I want to open up my spare room, and that would be absolutely amazing. Some hosts say, oh, I'm available Monday to Friday. Some hosts Friday to Sunday. Some hosts a weekend. Some hosts during school holidays because their kids go off with the dads or with the mums, and they've got a bit more spare space in the home. So it's totally up to yourself when people actually come and stay with you. And like I say, that can change on the day as well. And you can actually get the information about the person and decide, actually, that person's not for me. Some women that will have choose only to host women, and that's absolutely fine. And then the host for each guest, so each guest would stay with us for about 1 to 3 weeks, and during that time they might stay with lots of different hosts. So it can be that they go one night to one host, the next night another host, the next night there might be no hosts available, so they have to sleep on the streets. The next night they might go back to the first host. So it all depends on the availability of the hosts where we can support people. Next slide, please, Lauren.
There we go.
Okay. hosting can be quite daunting, thinking about having a complete stranger come to your home. So we do have roles for volunteer drivers as well, and that way people get to know the guests that we have at Nightstop and think, actually, this would work for me. I've really enjoyed spending 10 minutes when I've given this person a lift to the host home. I think I will go on to this opportunity. To be a volunteer driver, you don't ever have to become a host, so there's no commitment there. But if you do have a car and in the evenings you're available to give people a lift from, say, centre of town to where they're going, that would be amazing as well. So we do have that driver's opportunity. Next slide, please, Lauren. So all hosts are fully trained before they get started. We do DBS checks and references as well. We'll have it on call system, so when you are hosting, if there's any issues, you can just give a call. We'll offer expenses of £15 per night, plus car mileage as well. So if you are a driver, you can claim the mileage back. We'll offer like clothing and toiletries for the guests, so you don't have to buy those. And we'll also have ongoing training, supervision and social opportunities as well. Next slide, please. So how do you get involved? Send us an email and we'll take it from there. Next slide, please. Anybody got any questions?
Thank you, Amy. That was brilliant. If anyone wants to pop anything in the chat, they can pop it in the chat now for Amy. Let's have a little look. I think it's great, like you said, they can just do one night a month if they want, so people can see how it, it's flexible, see how they like it. If they like it, they could host for a week if they really enjoyed it and they wanted to do more, but committing to just one night a month to see how it is.
And we call them safe nights, so just one night a month is that's one night somebody's been off the streets, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got something in the chat. Let's have a look. Do you get a lot of young people who need support?
Every day, a lot more people who need support than what we do have hosts, I'm afraid. So yeah, colleges regularly get in touch and say students having problems at home, relationship with parents is breaking down. Sometimes it's a bit of respite. So yeah, they might come to us just for a couple of days and then go back home, which is perfect. That's the outcome that we want, to build those relationships. Sometimes it might be somebody who's been going through asylum seeker status, and then they get the opportunity to remain, and then that supported accommodation suddenly ends. So then we have people, until they find somewhere to stay longer term, suddenly becoming homeless with nowhere to go. Every single day we get inquiries. So yes, absolutely, lots of young people.
Fantastic. Thanks for that question, Yasmin. Really nice comment there from Adam as well, Amy, saying lovely service and was unaware of how flexible it was. So that's really good bit of information for everybody. So Amy, if you don't mind, if you got a general email, you're ahead of the game. Thank you very much. Perfect. So if anyone wants to get in touch with Amy, you can contact her on there. And again, you've got the host role on our website. So if they want to refresh and have a little read about that, that's on our directory as well. So yeah, brilliant. If there's no other questions,
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much, Amy.
Can I just ask really, really quickly? I feel like you've definitely said, but what's the age range that people need to be to access that?
Access 16 to 25.
16 to 25. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Hosts can be any age over the age of 18 as long as they've got a spare room.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. So if I go back here and get the presentation up for the next group, let me see. Okay, so fantastic. We've got Jonathan at 7th Manchester Scouts.
Yep, thank you very much, Lauren. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jonathan. I'm a volunteer in the Scout Association. So who are Scouts? What do we do? Scouts was founded in 1907 and it supports young people from ages 4 to 18 of any faith, any denomination, boys, girls, anybody from any background, to help them to have fun, make friends, and develop skills for life. Those skills are indoor, educational, outdoor. We still to this day take children camping, take them up mountains, take them underground, teach them to shoot various things, teach them to cook, teach them general skills around education. The group that I volunteer at is based in Failsworth, but all around Oldham, there are more than 20 scout groups. And like us, they are all desperate for volunteers. People who are over 18, that's the only criteria, who can give a little bit of time to support in various different ways. We've really took volunteering and the volunteering week on board. We've a bit like Tom, treating them all to cake, breakfast, chocolates when they turn up to volunteer this week. We've got the scout section camping on the moors above Oldham this weekend, so we're taking them some warm food up because they're sleeping out in bivouacs, making their own tents and things like that. So it's a really varied thing that we do. We've got lots of volunteer roles available, and they form 2 tranches. So there are volunteers needed, adult volunteers, to help run the charities that form that. Trustees, treasurers, chair people. We at our group, we need all of those people. And then there are the people who want to be in a youth-facing role. So that can be people helping with Squirrel Scouts, boys and girls aged 4 to 6. Beaver Scouts, boys and girls aged 6 to 8, Cubs are 8 to 10 and a half, Scouts up to 14, and then Explorers up to 18. And then hopefully when they're 18, we might get them to volunteer and be the next generation going on. So we're looking for people to support that. Children and young people, we have plenty. We have waiting lists of as many children as we already have coming that we could fill again. So we have 125 young people. Just use our group alone in Failsworth every week. We could fill that again if we had the adults to run it. So that's what volunteering is for us. What benefits do adults get from being in there? It can help with employment if they're not in employment. We provide safeguarding training. We provide safety training, GDPR training. We provide first aid training, lots of skills that you can pick up as an adult to take on to an employer. As a student, it's regularly found that universities where you volunteer give extra grants and bursaries to students who volunteer while they're studying. So there's lots of benefits as an individual. And you have fun. You get to give something back to the community. You know, it's great when you walk around and people go, oh, I remember what I did when I was at Scout. Remember that time we went camping. Remember that time we built rafts or whatever it might be. So we need volunteers who want to learn those skills, to pass those skills on to the young people, you know. So we will put people on courses to teach them archery, shooting. We will get them permits if they want to be mountain leaders, to train them to take people out in the wilds. Whatever skills they want to do, we can help support with the training. How do you volunteer? So how do you volunteer with us? All our opportunities are on the Action Together website for our group. But if Failsworth isn't your part of Oldham or where you can get to easily, there are groups everywhere. Please contact me and I will put you in contact with your nearest group. We can help with transport, we can help with uniforms and help with support. What we need, what we desperately need, is adults to volunteer to support and help the children. There's a massive demand across the area from young people wanting to come and be part of Scouts, to wear their neckerchief and wear all their uniform with pride, but we need adults to support that. So that's why I'm here, and thank you for the opportunity, Lauren.
No problem. Thank you, Jonathan. That was some really, really good information. And I think I'm meeting a lot of people that are really keen to have a career in working with young adults and children. And I think Scouts would be a fantastic place to gain that experience. Like, just from what you were saying, like, I can imagine you doing all sorts.
our own daughter is a great example. She went to, excuse me, she went to university at Liverpool. They gave her a grant every year because she volunteered in Scouts and Guides. They then, when she went to Edge Hill to do her masters in teaching, they gave her a grant. And a lot of her friends have said, and she's now a teacher at the Wise Owl Trust, which covers parts of Oldham and parts of Manchester. And when she went for the interview, the majority of the interview was spent talking about what have you done with young people in Scouts. And a number of our volunteers, they want to be teaching assistants or teachers and things like that. So it's a steady progression through. On the business side, the trustees look after the charity, the governance. Treasurers look after the money and the banking. So there's lots of different angles to this, but the main focus has to always be the young people, having the adult volunteers to provide a fun, active program for them and to keep them safe.
Absolutely. So you guys really need people, but it sounds like people are going to get a lot out of it as well. So Jonathan, if you don't mind, can you pop, oh, you've done it again, ahead of the game. Thank you very much. If anyone wants to get in touch with Jonathan, he's popped his details in there. If anyone's got any questions for him, they can pop it in the chat now, or they can unmute and ask if anyone's got anything. Oh, there's one from Aga. Can you see it, Jonathan?
I can. So I get most of the roles are not during school times, as in during the day. They're in the evening. So taking our group as an example, Explorer Scouts meet Monday evening, 7 till 9. Tuesdays is Cubs, 7 till 8:30. Wednesdays is Scouts, 7 till 9. And then we run the Squirrel Scouts, the two youngest sections, on a Thursday. So Squirrels is 5 till 6, and then Beavers is 7 till 8. We do other things outside of those times, as weekends, camps, things like that. And there are roles for just being a friend of the group, effectively, where you're not committing to a certain time period every time. But when an event's being run, you're there and you support. And we have lots of people who do that, people who will volunteer just to come and help with maintenance and doing bits and bobs. So, you know, if you have availability there, Aga, please drop me a message. Let's have a chat.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. So I work at the job centre. I'm a part of Action Together, but I come across many people, especially ladies, that are interested in volunteering with children, although the timings are not very good for them because it is late afternoon and evening. So that's why I asked you a question, if there's anything else which is not maybe advertised through us.
It may also be that some of the other groups might meet at different times. And as I say, there's not just the group that I volunteer right here in Failsworth.
Yeah.
There are groups all around Oldham, all around Saddleworth, all the villages, Lees, Oldham Town Centre. There's a group connected to Madlow. So they're everywhere, and they will all meet at different times. They get to set their own times and dates. So, you know, if you've got people who've got specific times when they can volunteer, let's see if we can fit something in for them.
Brilliant. Good to know. Thank you very much for this.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for your question, Aga, and thank you, Jonathan. So if nobody else has any more questions, I think that might be it. We can move on to the final group if everyone's happy. Okay, so if it works for me. Amazing. Future Directions. Lindsay.
Hi. Hello, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. So I've got a presentation for you as well, don't I? Right.
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. And I think I've got it here. Future Directions. Let's get that loaded up.
Bro, thank you. So I'll tell you a little bit about our organisation while it's loading. So we're a social care provider. We're based in Chadderton. That's where our head office is, just off Broadway. And we have a number of houses. We have a number of houses. We have a number of people that we support across Oldham, living in houses and flats. All adults with learning disabilities, autism, and complex mental health needs. We work with people who live there and the local communities to give people the best lives that they can possibly have. Could I have the next slide, please?
Of course.
So you might see a couple of pictures of our, oh, sorry, I've put an effect on those, haven't I? So they don't all come up at once.
That's okay.
Thank you.
There we go.
You can see some of the examples of things that we get up to, lots of trips out, lots of parties as well. It's a very sociable organisation. Although it's very big, we meet up quite a lot. We have a lot of engagement parties and just opportunities to get people together and have a good time. So as a volunteer, you would be able to take part in those activities and support people to make really good memories, help them make new friends, maybe even make a few new friends yourself. Of course, all your expenses are paid. Volunteers can claim mileage and contributions towards travel as well. Next slide, please. And a lot of volunteers that we come across come to us because they might be considering a career in care, or as a support worker, or even something completely different. It's a really good opportunity to try something out, you know, to see if it's for you. The training that we offer is, you know, it's an excellent programme. It's delivered by some of the people that we support as well. So the best people to tell you what it's like to live with learning disabilities and autism are people that have been through it themselves, people that have, you know, that live and supported by carers. So, you know, we offer that to volunteers that would like to take part in the training. You get a free DBS as well, that's paid for. And there are other training opportunities as well, depending on who you decide to work with and what kind of role you'd like to undertake. So some of the, next slide, please. Some of the roles that we've got available at the moment. We are looking for volunteer drivers. So that would involve either driving people around in your own vehicle or their vehicle, because some people have their own mobility cars, along with the staff. That's really important to remember. As a volunteer, you're not there to replace staff, you're there to support the people. You're there to be an extra person rather than doing the role of a paid member of staff. So you would be potentially driving along with another support worker, taking somebody out for a day out somewhere. Or you could be a volunteer befriender, and that could take many different forms. It could be popping around having a brew and a chat with somebody. It could be taking somebody out for the day, again, along with the support staff. It could be a variety of things. It could be sharing a skill with somebody as well. And with people who want to be befrienders and people who are looking for befrienders as well, we try to match people up who've got similar interests. The last two are more for our cafe and community hub, which is in Milnrow in Rochdale. We have opportunities to volunteer there, either regularly helping in the cafe or just every now and again helping out with occasional events that are on. Next slide, please. So a little bit of feedback from some of our current volunteers. The young man at the bottom who volunteered with us earlier in the year, that helped him get a place on a medicine course as well. He's now off, well, he's due to be off studying in September this year. Amatola as well, one of the volunteers who did the kind of biggest quote, is now an employed member of staff. So it just shows there are lots of opportunities, and it could lead to paid work if you felt it was the right thing for you. Okay, next slide, please. And that's the final one. So that's how you can get in touch with us. If you think you might be interested in doing some volunteering with us, have a look on our Facebook page, Future Directions CIC. We're also on Instagram. We've got a YouTube channel as well, which I only found out about recently, where we've got some videos where you can see some of the people that we support and some of the things that we do, and hear from staff and volunteers as well. If you've got any questions or if you'd like to start the application process, just drop me an email, and you can do that on the bottom email, volunteering@futuredirectivescic.co.uk. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you, Lindsay. Some really good information there. I'm just going to pop, I'll pop that in the chat just in case someone just wants to copy the email address straight from there. So future.
Thank you. I'm still on my, well, I'm on my other phone, so
No, yeah,
It's a bit
don't worry.
tricky on
Yeah,
here.
no, I remembered halfway through you doing a good job on your phone. So .co.uk. So oh, it's not letting me pop it in actually. Let's have a look. There we go. Okay, that's in there. Has anyone got any questions for Lindsay?
Brilliant, thank you.
Anything you want to pop in the chat? No, let's just close here. Let me have a little look. If anyone wants to unmute the mic, feel free to ask Lindsay a question. Okay, well, no problem. They've got your email address, Lindsay, and I think your driving roles on our website as well, if they wanted to have a little read through that.
Yes.
And you can visit their website, email Lindsay, however you guys want to do it. So brilliant. Right, that is all of our groups. So I'll just, if I minimize that. Okay, if I get our presentation back up, I'll just quickly whiz through the end for everybody, just so we're in time. Okay, so that's the end of the presentations. If you've got any questions, everyone's popped their contact details in the chat. Feel free to contact everybody directly. If you've got any questions for the Action Together team, there's our email address. I'll stick that at the chat at the end. There's our contact number as well. Again, if you're not already a member of our Facebook group, here's the information. It's a really good group. We connect people with local organisations, post volunteer opportunities that have come up, all things volunteering on there. So that's a really good group to be a part of. So there's the information for that, guys.
Lauren, just a question. Is recording available to anyone who didn't make it today, please?
Yeah, the video, the event was recorded from the beginning. Thanks, Aga, good question. And it will go probably on our website and maybe our social media, so people will be able to watch it if they've missed it. So yeah, Aga, you can direct anyone at the job centre if you wanted, if they want to join and listen, and I can do the same. Or if you've got any friends that couldn't make it, yeah, you can. You'll be able to watch it, yeah, on the website when we upload it.
Andrea on the chat popped it, so yeah, just so maybe I don't know how to let her know, to be honest. Andrea, maybe Andrea, you can leave an email or a contact details so we can, you know, let you know where it is exactly with a link.
Yeah, Andrew, you can email us, so when it's available, I can send you the link to where it'll be. I think it goes on our YouTube channel as well. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the thank you. So quickly, just before, there's our details again. We've got drop-in hubs as well. So we've got Oldham Central Library if people want to come and talk to us about volunteering. And we've got Royton Leisure Centre